Okay, hey guys, welcome to part 2 or the second part of this series, which is going to be my first trimester symptoms and must-haves. In the previous video, I just gave you the backstory. If you were interested, if you wanted to learn a little bit more about Josh and I and how we came about deciding to have a kid, because I was not interested in having kids before this. The first thing I want to talk about is kind of like the psychological and emotional part of your first trimester when you like find out that you were pregnant and after you've told your husband and told the people that you're going to tell. So the first part of that for me was like, I want to keep this information very private because I know that miscarriages and there's a lot of things nowadays that I'm so glad there's a lot of communication about because women can find healing and community and help in that area. But at the same time, when you are conceiving or when you find out you're pregnant, like my instant thought was like, okay, I don't want to get too attached to this because anything could happen. Like, I don't even know if there's a baby in there. Like, I need to get confirmation from a doctor. I just wanted to protect my heart a little bit, as dumb as that sounds, because now I'm 32 weeks pregnant and I'm like, okay, yeah, there's definitely a baby in there. She's moving all the time. But in that first trimester, I just remember there was some fear, I guess, around telling people. So Josh and I decided not to tell anybody until we were in the clear after 16 weeks because I had been given some advice from a photographer that I was talking to at the time, and she miscarried at 16 weeks and she was like, girl, honestly, I would wait because it was really hard, because she had told everyone earlier than that and then she had to share the miscarriage, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if I would have told people and then miscarried, I think I would have had tons of support and love around me. But I'm also kind of a private person when it comes to my deepest hurts, and I just wanted to protect myself. You tell people when you feel like it's right to tell people. For us, it was after 16 weeks. Like, I didn't even tell my parents until 15 weeks. And honestly, it flew by pretty fast. It wasn't hard to keep that secret for so long. Oh, we did tell our friends though. We told our friends. This one friend circle didn't know anybody else in our life, and we didn't talk about it much with them either because you're just so early and there's not a whole lot to talk about, and I could just spend that time thinking to myself and educating myself on pregnancy. Because if you saw in my previous video, I'd never thought about kids. I actually had a ton of fear around pregnancy also because I was like, ugh, it ruins your body, it ruins everything, it takes away all your hopes and dreams. So I just had a lot to think about and I didn't really need anyone else's outside opinion during that first trimester. Okay, so the sad side of keeping it quiet for so long is that you are going to feel pretty lonely in those weeks. I was like, crap, no one knows what I'm going through and I can't talk to anybody about this. Like, I didn't even talk to my mom about it. At the same time, it meant long days on the couch and just pondering things, and that's where YouTube really came in to help me because I would just YouTube birth vlogs or first trimester symptoms and must-haves videos just like this. I just wanted to listen to women talk about their pregnancies and talk about what they were experiencing because none of my friends were pregnant and none of my friends had been pregnant, so I didn't know where to get advice. I was a little emotional too during these times. Like, remember one day I just kind of cried just all day on the couch, just like, bah, like, what's happening? What did I do? And that's just, I think that's normal. Another comment that I got from a friend, Josh just really wanted to tell him because he's one of our closest friends, and it was right after that like crying day that I had. And so I told our friend that, and this friend was like, oh, sounds like you got some of that prenatal depression or something like that. And I was like, screw you, like, no I don't, because I've never struggled or suffered with depression really ever. I mean, I get sad, but I just cry it out usually. So to me, like, it's totally normal and natural to be feeling all these mixed emotions. Like, I was like just overwhelmed, I guess. I was in a good way, in some negative ways. And I think that's just normal. Like, for him to tell me that I like had some prenatal depression, I was like, no, I don't. Like, it's normal for me to feel emotion. Like, I don't need to be happy all the time. Just because it's a baby and it's a happy thing doesn't mean my whole life isn't about to change. Like my whole life is about to change. And so that's just some stuff that like I just want to prepare you for. If you get some comments from people, like just let it roll off. Like be confident in who you are and don't let them make you feel a certain way. I'm not depressed. Like I'm just thinking, I'm just processing. And if tears are involved, that's probably a healthy thing. So if you gotta cry, like just cry, it's okay. Okay, so that's kind of like all this psychological stuff behind everything. One more thing I do want to touch on there is, of course, you're going to download the apps right away, like the Bump app or What to Expect or the Pregnancy Plus app. Those are the 3 that I've been using. And the one that I prefer the most, honestly, is the Bump because it's just so simple. But I will warn you, the emotional and psychological part of that is that there's so many articles and information in that app, and it changes every day. Like it cycles through new articles every day. So I get it, like they don't have tons of endless positive content to put out there to you. So some of the content can be a little frightening. Like some of the content is like if you're spotting blood, or if you ways to prevent miscarriage, or don't work out too hard because you could miscarry, or don't do this because miscarriage is miscarriage, 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 miscarriage. And when you're 7 weeks pregnant and you haven't been to your doctor yet, and you're just waiting for that appointment so you can confirm the pregnancy, those apps can be like not very good. Like I was struggling with those apps because I was like, whoa, like they're scaring me. I don't like all this negative information. Like I love information, but when I'm fragile and lonely and don't have anyone to talk to about it, the information was like, okay, I'm done. So I told Josh that one day and I was like crying. I was like, it's just scary. And he was like, you need to stop reading those articles then. And so he was right. Like I just stopped. Like I was like, you know what? This baby's in God's hands. I'm in God's hands. It'll be fine. No matter what happens, it'll all be fine. So I stopped reading all of those articles. I stopped looking at YouTube videos that women were like gushing blood at 9 weeks or something. And I stopped watching frightening things like that. And I stuck to like positive birth stories because you just don't want to fill your mind with anything that fear can take a hold of. So that's all the psychological and emotional side of things for the first trimester that I can think of. I do want to say one sign that I had pretty early on that I didn't know was a sign was I woke up in some pretty strong crampy pain before I knew I was pregnant, and I just felt some pain. And I was like, what is this? Like, it felt like severe gas pain. Like I was like, what did I eat? What the heck is going on? So I got up and I ran to the bathroom and I peed and it hurt. Like I was like, what? Like, do I have a UTI? But I had felt UTIs before and this felt different. This just felt deeper. I can't really explain the feeling until you felt it yourself. But I later learned that that is what they call implantation cramps. So that was literally the egg like burrowing down into the uterus. And looking back now, I think that is so cool. Like the fact that you can feel that little miracle moment of your baby, like the egg, like the fertilized egg digging in there. Like it's uncomfortable, but at the same time, like, wow, what a sign, what a miracle. I didn't know that existed. So I think that's pretty cool. I am going to start talking about the weeks. And so like week 4 and 5, here's some pictures here. You don't even look pregnant. Like even 7, 8, 9, I don't even think I looked pregnant. And so you're kind of like, and you can't feel anything. So it's just kind of a blind trust where you're like, is there a baby in there? I don't know. But then the nausea hit. And I will say that the nausea hit me at 7 weeks. And the fatigue was pretty heavy also. And honestly, my nausea is not as bad as I've heard from other people. Like I could keep food down. I only threw up 3 times this whole pregnancy. Smells were a big thing. Like bad smells, anything that smelled just was too overwhelming, which sucked because it was fall at the time and we had just bought some like pumpkin apple wallflowers from Bath and Body Works. But now I cannot stand it because that smell sensitivity just, it overtook me. Like my sensitivity and smell went away now that I'm in the 3rd trimester, but I still don't like those smells now. Like it's over. Coffee smelled weird for the first time ever. Like coffee just smelled way too strong. Fried chicken, that was a huge food aversion that I had. Any meat, like the thought of meat or eggs sounded super gross. So as far as managing the nausea out in public when I didn't really have an option to lay on the couch or anything, this became my best friend. I bought it at Starbucks for $12. And yeah, this thing went everywhere with me. It was always full of water because sipping water and the act of swallowing just took away the nausea for me. So then I was like, okay, well, only so much water fits in my stomach and I'm peeing all the freaking time. So I was like, maybe I can just swallow spit. And so then I bought these Lifesavers and Jolly Ranchers. And anytime I was out, I kept these going. And it did help to ease my nausea. As you guys know, I shoot weddings. And so for a wedding day, I don't really have an option to be sick or down. Like I have to give them my 100%. So these were a lifesaver during that, literally lifesaver. Oh, I will say that I did start napping more, and that was super annoying to me because I work from home and I try to be as productive as I can. So taking a nap during the day just felt so icky to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I suck as a human. Why am I napping? And I slept for 16 hours one night. I didn't wake up till 11 o'clock the next day, and I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? So if your body needs to sleep, let yourself sleep. I needed the sleep. Oh, I'm a tongue brusher. I love to brush my tongue with my toothbrush. Was not able to do that in the first trimester because it forced me to gag, and I was gag city. As you guys know, I talk about that I've worked out. I talk about on my Instagram that I work out quite a bit. I had created a really good habit of working out for about 1.5 years, lifting heavy weight and doing about 1.5 hour workouts, but that stopped and I felt bad. I felt guilty that those had to stop, but you know, your body, you just have to listen to your body at this time. If you get impatient with yourself, if you're trying to force yourself to do things, your body will tell you otherwise. So I would go to the gym with Josh and I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna do the leg press, I'm gonna do squats, I'm gonna do hip thrusts, I got this. And so I would do them and then I would almost throw up. There were times where I would just run to the bathroom and just sit over the stall and I wouldn't throw up, but it's I needed to listen to my body and not push so hard. But water did help with keeping that nausea at bay. I tried to work out as much as I could, but it honestly decreased by at least 60%. I went way down in my workouts. Oh, and this is something that's kind of funny, but I didn't have any cravings really. There were no cravings. The only thing I can say I really craved was beef, and that was for about 2 weeks where I just wanted, instead of getting a chicken taco, I wanted a beef taco. Yeah, so it was more food aversions than cravings for me. I didn't really have any ridiculous cravings. Oh, and everyone says that crackers are the best thing to keep by your bedside table at night whenever you need to curb some nausea or if you get really hungry. And I didn't like the crackers. The crackers weren't doing it for me. They're dry and saltines are yucky. So the thing that helped me were Cheez-Its or Goldfish. One symptom that you'll notice super fast, or at least I did, was boob growth. Your boobs grow and they get really sore really fast. I think at 7 or 8 weeks they were super full. So the thing that I went out and got pretty quickly were new bras. And I will give a tip here. I should have bought bras that were less tight. I should have gotten bras that I could grow into, because you think your boobs are so big in that first trimester, but here I am in the 3rd trimester, guys, and they're way bigger. So I wish I would have been smart and bought bras that would have grown with me, but I just bought bras in my size. So this one was great, but this one does not fit me anymore. So, but this one still does fit. This one has been awesome. Super comfy, has very light padding, which I didn't really fill this bra out at first when I first bought it. I was like, I don't know, maybe my boobs aren't as big as I thought they were. But now this thing is tight. This bra is tight and overflowing. But I love how comfortable it was. This bra has been super comfortable and good to me. So these bras are both from Target, but this brand is the Gilligan and O'Malley. Definitely go out and get yourself some comfortable bras. I didn't have any comfortable bras before because I love an underwire. I love very supportive bras. Another thing I went and got pretty quickly was comfortable underwear. So ladies, like I used to be the lace wearing girl, like just the lacy ones that are much more cute than they are comfortable, and those quickly got super annoying. And these guys are like the bomb. These panties are incredible. I can't believe I found them. I found them at Sam's Club in a pack of 10, and they're Reebok, and they're just so stretchy but so firm also. Still wearing them. They've gone with me into the 3rd trimester with the big bump, and they're still just so supportive. Like they just hold things in and they're comfortable. They don't cut you anywhere. I get these in a size large, which is a size 12-14. I'm normally a size medium, which is like an 8-10, but I bought the large knowing that I would need to grow into it, and it's been great. So get yourself some comfortable underwear. Don't be wearing lace unless you're good with that. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about prenatals a little bit and the fails that I purchased that I wasted a bunch of money on. So the first ones that I got right away that I knew I wanted to get were the Garden of Life vitamin code ones, the purple food-based ones, and those have excellent reviews and they're expensive, but you have to take them 3 times a day. And I'm not a consistent person at anything in life, so taking something 3 times a day is like super challenging for me. So I'd always end up only taking like 1 a day, and it'd be like 1 every 2 days. And that's just horrible because I needed 3 a day. So like if I was taking 1 in 2 days, I should have been having 6, and I wasn't doing that. So I started feeling really guilty, like, oh my gosh, the baby's not getting the nutrients that they need. But then I was told later, like, the baby will get what they need. It's you that needs the vitamins, and you need to keep yourself full. Okay, so the vitamin code ones I did not like. I think they make a once a day one, but I was so over it at that point that I was like, screw these vitamins, I don't want them anymore. Then I was like, well, maybe I'll just get something that's easier to take. So I got these prenatals from Target, the Ollie prenatal with folic acid and DHA. But then I learned that folate is the better form of, like, if you're gonna take folic acid or folate, you need to take folate because folic acid doesn't metabolize the best in your body. These were just a waste of money. You can see I still have like a full thing of them. Ugh, they smell horrible. So then, oh, and they taste disgusting because they have like a sour coating on them that I just didn't like. It's like a sugary sour coating that's really good on Sour Patch Kids, but not on these. So I was like, okay, well, I'll look for one without the sour sweet thing going on. So then I got these prenatal gummies, which you can see they're totally full. I probably had like 2 of these. Ugh, they smell so bad. These are the 1 a day women's with folic acid. Once again, I don't know why I bought folic acid, but yeah, these are disgusting because they don't have the sour and sweet coating on them. It's like straight up fishy gummies, like you're eating fish gummies, and it's just really gross. So I wouldn't waste your money on this. I think these were like $11, these were $9, just gross. Okay, so now we're getting to the vitamins that I landed on that I love. Because the fish burps grossed me out so much, I was like, there's gotta be a better way. And there was. So I found this vegetarian DHA vitamin by itself at Sprouts, and it's sourced from algae. So these are awesome. And then this prenatal is excellent. It's the Rainbow Light prenatal one. It's made from fruits, veggies, and probiotics. Anyway, this is the one that I finally decided to go with. The last things I'm going to talk about are what I ate in that first 8-week appointment that I had. So the things that I ate were carbs. Like, it sucked because I had actually tried to go a little more low carb and keto-ish before I got pregnant. I was really enjoying that. Like, I was enjoying the higher fat satisfaction from food, like avocados and oils, but all of that instantly became disgusting to me at week 7, and I just had to eat to survive. So my diet basically looked like a child's diet. Like, I wanted like peanut butter and jelly. One thing that got me through each morning was like a tortilla rolled up with egg and potato, and that was just like very bland, basic. I didn't want salt or pepper. It was just eggs rolled up in a big tortilla and some potato, English muffins with like barely any butter on it, maybe a little bit of peanut butter, like just random little flavorings, but I didn't really need flavor. Pasta was a huge thing, just pasta with olive oil and salt on it, nothing else. Really bland, which is so weird because I do not eat like that. I love flavor, I love spice, I love Indian food and Mediterranean food, and during the first trimester, absolutely not. Like, it was very like white, bland carbs. So yeah, so that's what I ate for about 12 weeks, which sucked because when I wasn't working out and then I had to start eating more carbs, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna blow up like a whale because I'm just changing my whole lifestyle from what I thought was healthy. That 8-week appointment came and I was so grateful because that is when like Josh decided to go with me to that appointment because it was the first one. And we went into the sonogram room. We got to hear the heartbeat for the first time, and you'll never forget that sound. Like it is really cool to be like, oh man, like there's something alive in there. I'm 32 weeks now and it's still sinking in. Like I'm just now having labor and delivery dreams. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna be a mom. Like it's still hitting me. I'm so glad pregnancy lasts 9 months because it just gives you all this mental time to prepare, especially if it's your first kid. But that 8-week appointment was great because we got to see the little tiny bean inside of the uterus and everything looked good and we heard the heartbeat and I mean, that was that. And we met our doctor and it was awesome. Our doctor is a Christian and he prays over each delivery and each baby, and he just has such an awesome outlook and he really coaches you through all of the negative mental stuff. Like I was like, oh, I don't know about all this. He was like, Sydney, you can do this. Like God created women to be able to bear children. They've been doing it since the beginning of time. You got this. Like he's just so encouraging and he's such a coach through it where you're like, yeah, like I was made to do this. So find yourself a good OB-GYN. Like I'm so grateful that we found the one we have. And if you are currently pregnant and haven't told anybody and you're in that lonely season, just hang in there. It does go by really fast. I cannot believe I'm delivering in 8 weeks. I can't believe it. I can't believe how fast it's gone. Just be encouraged and don't scare yourself by reading a bunch of articles. Just try to protect your peace. Like it sounds cheesy, but seriously, like protect your peace. Like think good thoughts about your baby. Like there's no use in dwelling on it unless there really is an emergency, because you don't want to spend your whole first and second trimester just worrying. I try to just stop and like go about my day because you only have a few more months left until you're a mom, and that's when I'm realizing like I really need to seize the time that I have right now. I'm looking forward with a positive mindset. I'll talk about books that I got for my second trimester that really help you with the mindset of this, because it really, to me, it's all like a big mind game. Even when the baby comes, like I know it's a mind game. You just have to have confidence and know that your body is taking care of things the way that it needs to take care of things, as long as you're giving it water, nutrients, sleep, and you're protecting your peace. Like you don't want to be worrying and have stress going throughout your body and stress hormones. Yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if it's your first trimester, hang in there. You'll be in the second one soon. The nausea faded away for me at 15 weeks and I felt like a new woman. Like all my energy came back, started hitting the workouts again pretty hard and the healthy eating. It was so amazing to be able to eat vegetables again, but I'll talk about that in my second trimester video. So yeah, guys, this, like I said, it's a little series. So the first video was my backstory, second was first trimester, and then I got the second trimester coming out next. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.